Hello, my name is Joseph. I'm 29 years old, and I've jumped between Buddhism and Christianity for about a decade or so. I've jumped between the two, so my opinion in this subject is very biased, but my intention of this video is to show my personal problems with Buddhism. Also, it should be noted that I am not trying to attack Buddhism, but merely to get everybody's thoughts closer to the truth. Now, to start, Buddhism is very unique because, in my perspective, it's between a monotheistic and a polytheistic belief. Monotheistic is a religion where there's one God, and a polytheistic where there's multiple gods. So it's a little complicated. In Buddhism, there is no God, but it is possible to become God by following the Noble Path. After death, you either reincarnate closer or farther away to nirvana. But indirectly, this implies judgment. Who has the power to do this judgment? And if it is a case where it is God's judging you, does it ever become political in case of a stalemate? For example, let's say you get reincarnated and there's 50 other gods judging you that you shouldn't go a level further, and 50 gods say you should. What happens in that case? And this could be a whole discussion, and it's just speculation, but I digress. Another major topic is love. Now, many works that I've read, especially those written by the Dalai Lama, stress loving without attachment. But how is this really possible? And after thinking about it a little bit, it's almost like a bit of a contradiction scientifically. Now, as humans, we learn to love from our primary caretakers in life, which are usually our parents. And this requires attachment. Imagine if our parents didn't have attachment to us. How would we be able to love others? And not to say some sort of blasphemy or offensive things, but if the Buddha, if his parents didn't love him, would it be possible? Or if his parents didn't have attachment to him, is it possible that he would have been the Buddha, right? That's very controversial, but in short, love requires even a small bit of attachment. Finally, are the multiple lives and coping strategies. So again, taking the psychological approach, the passive way of life in Buddhism is in reality a coping style, which, by the way, matches with me personally. I always prefer to be passive. It's just easier, it feels better, and it solves a lot of problems. But it has been identified psychologically as a cause for many social problems. This indirectly causes suffering and goes against the whole purpose of Buddhism. I guess off the top of my head, let me try to think. I guess like in a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, if you become too passive, this is eventually going to lead to somebody taking advantage of. And then that is going to lead into much bigger problems. But it could be applied to anything, any of our relationships. And also the having multiple lives part is an issue too. Because if you think about being able to reincarnate, especially multiple times, it places less of an importance on this life. Why should we change? Why should we grow? According to Buddhism, we could just do it in the next life. So I think there's not enough of an incentive to say, okay, there's multiple lives, but focus on this one. It's like, but why? Who says who? That's just how I take it. Now, in short, it has took my whole life to find these problems in Buddhism, but the solution to them, for me, is found in Christianity. Now, Jesus Christ stated in Matthew 13:24 that there are two results from this life. It's heaven or the opposite of heaven. Also, love. Love comes from God, His Son, and can be transferred to us and to others too. This would go hand in hand with biology and scientific ways of thinking when we take care of our children and then they go on to be good members of society. And since life is a spiritual war, not one of weapons, we can be assertive, not passive in who we are. We can spread our faith and do the things that we're supposed to do without saying, maybe not. Maybe we should just not do this. So that's my opinions, and thank you for listening. Have a good day. God bless you.